Hello, I am Mayor Drew Combs and welcome to the December 9th regular City Council meeting. This is a hybrid meeting with City Council, city staff, and members of the public participating virtually and in City Council chambers. Please note public speaker comment time may be limited if there are more than 10 speakers on an item. We also ask that if you are in person, please submit your speaker cards for all agenda items to the city clerk at this time. Roll call. I'd like to introduce City Council members and staff present. In the City Council chambers are myself, Mayor Drew Combs, Vice Mayor Betsy Nash, City Council members Jeff Schmidt, Cecilia Taylor, and Jennifer Wise. Staff present include City Manager Justin Murphy, Assistant City Manager Stephen Stolte, City Attorney Nira Doherty, and City Clerk Judy Herron. Agenda review. Agenda review provides advance notice to members of the public and city staff of any modifications to the agenda order or any requests from City Council members. Does any member of the City Council wish to pull any items from the consent calendar or informational items? Okay. Does the City Council desire to modify the order of any agenda item? Okay. With that, we'll move on to public comment. Under public comment, the public may address the City Council on any subject not listed on the agenda. Each speaker may address the City Council once under public comment for a limit of 3 minutes. Speaker time will be limited if there are more than 10 speakers. You are not required to provide your name or city of residence, but it is helpful. The City Council cannot act on items not listed on the agenda, and therefore the City Council cannot respond to non-agenda issues brought under public comment other than to provide general information. City Clerk Karen, can you call for public comment?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Combs. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment for an item that is not on tonight's agenda, if you are in person, submit a speaker card. If you're virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. Looks like we have 2 speakers. So this is the final call for public comment for items not on tonight's agenda. Our first speaker will be Brian Schmidt, followed by Peter Lenthart.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Brian Schmidt from Menlo Spark. I wanted to report out on a site visit that Menlo Spark did yesterday. We have a tradition of doing pilot projects, piloting new techniques and policies. And in this case, while most of our projects have been in Menlo Park, this one we actually did outside of our community in the city of Berkeley. And this is part of the working on reach codes and electrification. And in this case, what we did was working with a private landowner, working class neighborhood, working class apartments, converting them 100% electrification, 5 units on a single 200 amp panel. And you could go not very long ago, you'd see people saying and to opposing electrification that every single family home is going to need a 200 amp panel. We did 5 on one 200 amp panel. And these places are now getting air conditioning for the first time. So we think it's a proof that electrification is a feasible and not an expensive process. And it can also result in increased quality of life because now they'll have AC for the first time. I did also want to mention that there are some ways that we could do this in Berkeley that if we tried to do the same project in Menlo Park, it would have been more complicated because it is a private project. And in Menlo Park, if we did this, increase the value of the apartments, adding air conditioning, getting rid of indoor air pollution. Another outside of Berkeley, the landowner could theoretically have said, that's great, now I'm going to increase the rent. They actually can do that a little bit in Berkeley, but it takes time and as people move out. So it's a more reasonable trade. And I know Menlo Park is thinking about what it can do for renter protections. Those things could assist in electrification and getting assistance from organizations like us and or 2 other funders for that project in Berkeley. So I wanted to pass on the good news. We're looking at projects, new pilot projects in Menlo Park, and I'll keep you informed. And thank you.
Next speaker is Peter Lenthart.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go right ahead.
Good evening. I would like the council to address and the public to observe what I see as a growing inequity in the recology rates between multifamily units and single residences. In the last 5 years, single family units have seen an increase of, let's say, for the 64-gallon trash of only 16%. Whereas the multifamily units have seen an increase of well over 100% in the trash rates. As an exemplar, for the exact same for the exact same services, that is a 64-gallon trash, a 96-gallon recycle, and in this case, a 32-gallon green bin, single family units are paying about $250, whereas a Menlo Park single family residence is only paying around 73, I believe. So I'd like the council to address that. I know you haven't set your rates yet for 2026, and I suspect they're under negotiation and that you probably can't comment on it. But perhaps you can comment on the inequity I've set forth. That rate that I cited for single family units is over 3 times what a single residence has to pay. And we're getting precisely the same service. We're producing actually often less trash since we have smaller green bins. Yeah, that's about it. That sums up my comments. If the council has any comment on that, I would certainly like to hear them. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no further hands or cards. Mayor Combs, you may continue.
Thank you, Clerk Karen. Turning to staff, is there a way, is there information we can provide to the resident so they can follow any changes to the recology rates?
Let's see, if the commenter could connect with the city clerk, we could definitely follow up with him directly. And yeah, there will be more information this year as the city does go through a rate study process. So there'll be more information forthcoming, but the best way would be if he could reach out to the city clerk. We can follow up with him directly.
Okay, all right, thank you. With that, we'll move on to the consent calendar. Under the consent calendar, the city council may take action to approve routine business items in one motion unless a city council member, city staff member, or a member of the public requests that an item be discussed or continued to a later date. City Clerk Karen, can you call for public comment on the consent calendar?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Combs. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on our consent calendar item E1, City Council meeting minutes, if you are in person, return that speaker card. Calling in, press *9. Virtual, engage that hand feature now. This is the final call for public comment on our consent calendar item E1. Seeing no hands or cards, Mayor Combs, you may continue.
Okay, thank you, Clerk Karen. Bringing it back to the dais, is there any discussion on the consent calendar item or a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? I think Councilmember Taylor beat you to the initial motion, but I think the second motion is still available.
So I do have a motion on the floor by City Council Member Taylor and a second by City Council Member Wise to approve the consent calendar. Any further City Council question or discussion? Seeing none, please proceed with voting. And the motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, sir, Clerk Karen. With that, we'll move on to regular business. Under regular business, the City Council considers recommendations from city staff on policy matters or administrative actions that require City Council approval. I'd like to introduce Vice Mayor Nash for agenda item F1.
Thank you. The first regular business item is F1, recognition of outgoing mayor. City Clerk Karen, do we have any public comments on this item?
Yes, thank you, Vice Mayor. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on business item F1, recognition of outgoing mayor, if you are in person, complete that speaker card, return that here to me. If you're virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, press *9 now. Okay, we currently have 3 speakers in queue, so this is the final call for public comment on item F1, recognition of outgoing mayor. Okay, our first speaker will be Ray Mueller, followed by Pam Jones.
Good evening. So, Mayor Combs, I enjoyed recently seeing a picture of your family in front of the new holiday tree, and it was a beautiful picture. And I just, in that moment, wanted to express to you, because I know you've worked to both create new city events during your time as mayor, but also to retain really cherished traditional ones in the city. And it was a beautiful moment captured in that picture. You've this year led the city through really tough issues. Housing element implementation, the sunset development, pro-sunset development, safe routes issues, the debate around downtown parking lots, and the list goes on and on. You are an advocate for your district, and your district respects you for that. And you're an advocate for families in the city. Personally, you're brilliant, and you're respected for being detail-oriented. You're not afraid to go it alone. You give permission to everyone else to go against you, but you try to build consensus. And you make sure every voice is considered, even when it isn't the majority viewpoint. You do it all at great expense to your family time. And it's important tonight to thank Alexa and your kids for sharing you with the city. I'm in Menlo Park tonight, so I wanted to first congratulate you, and I have a proclamation from the Board of Supervisors, a commendation doing so, signed by all the supervisors now that I'll share. I want to thank you on behalf of the county for great work this year in tough times. And I know I'm in Menlo Park right now, so I'll be very careful when talking about the mayoral rotation. But to Vice Mayor Nash, I'm going to take the liberty and say congratulations to you, and looking forward to all that you'll accomplish next year. Happy holidays to you all.
Next speaker is Pam Jones, followed by Sally Cole.
Good evening, Council. And Pam Jones, District 1, and I'm speaking for myself. I truly appreciate the work that you do for the city of Menlo Park. I appreciate the comments you made and the perspective that you have, because it always makes me go, I hadn't thought about it that way. So it helps to broaden the way that I think and see things. And I believe you've been a really strong advocate for the city as a whole, particularly in rounding up the council members to get to a place of consensus and to help people to get to the point that they're really trying to make so that it can be heard. And I'm sorry that I missed your state of the city, but I just wasn't able to get out that night. And I also appreciate your family very much. And I do think of your children as a part of my great-grandchildren group that I just keep adopting people. So thank you for all the work that you do. Thank you for your perspective. And I have a feeling that we're going to have a really powerful year because you'll be in a seat without the other responsibilities. So thank you.
Next is Sally Cole.
Hello, I'm speaking as a 13-year resident of Menlo Park and someone who has observed a lot of council meetings. And Mayor Combs, I just wanted to step up and say how impressed I was this year with your calm and steady leadership. There's certainly, as Supervisor Mueller pointed out, a lot of very long meetings about controversial topics. But I noted that you were careful to treat all the speakers with equal respect. And there were times I saw you stop the meeting and ask for everyone to treat people with respect. And I thought that showed great leadership. I also want you to know that I really do admire, as others have mentioned, that you're not afraid to vote on your own, even if you're the only one. I think that really helps kind of, encourage debate and standing up for what you believe in. So thank you for that. And I also wanted to mention that this year really felt to me that you were the mayor for the whole city. It was really, really delightful to run into you as you were doing the rotating office hours in the different districts. That was a wonderful surprise, and it really felt like you cared about District 5 when I saw you there several times, seeking to talk to people in District 5 and understand what was important to them. The last thing I wanted to mention is that I'm not sure if everyone understands, but to work full-time and have a family with small kids, like every time I see you up there, I really admire how much you give to the city. That's a lot of hours and a lot of service, and I think we really should acknowledge that. The last thing I want to say is simply that I know that this year is just 1 year in the many, many years you've given Menlo Park, on this council, on the Heritage Tree Task Force, as I remember, on the Bicycle Commission, the Planning Commission. It's just been a really incredible contribution, and thank you very much.
Okay, seeing no further hands or cards. Vice Mayor, you may continue.
Thank you. And thank you for all the wonderful tributes for our wonderful mayor. At this point, we have a proclamation for you. So, whereas Drew Combs was first elected to the City Council in 2018, selected as Vice Mayor for 2020 and for 2024, and served as Mayor in 2021 and 2025, and whereas Mayor Combs served first as a Bicycle Commissioner and then a Planning Commissioner, developing his knowledge and ability to create lasting impact for the Menlo Park community and igniting his passion to further this work by serving on City Council. And whereas Mayor Combs advocated for new playgrounds at Burgess Park and Willow Oaks Park, as well as the overall renovation of Willow Oaks Park, designed with community feedback for inclusive play. And whereas Mayor Combs supported the approval of over 1,000 housing units spanning 4 new developments, as well as the pre-approved accessory dwelling unit process. And whereas Mayor Combs worked with staff to implement beneficial improvements such as the Coleman Avenue pilot project, solar panels on several city facilities, and electrification in Menlo Park homes and city buildings. And whereas Mayor Combs represented the city at numerous civic and special events, including the Black Liberation Month celebration, Love Our Earth, Spring Festival and Egg Hunt, Juneteenth, 4th of July celebration, Halloween Hoopla Parade and Carnival, Light Up the Season, and numerous other events. And whereas Mayor Combs traveled to sister city Galway, Ireland, and met with Galway city officials, and Mayor Mike Hubbard, strengthening the connection between Menlo Park and Galway. And whereas Mayor Combs organized multiple City Hall visits for Menlo Park students to learn and ask questions about local government, creating the next generation of engaged community members. And whereas Mayor Combs recognized the essential role that local businesses play in fostering a vibrant community and encouraged residents to support and patronize these businesses throughout the city. And whereas Mayor Combs committed to maintaining and improving city streets and public infrastructure, ensuring safe, accessible, and well-maintained roadways for all residents, visitors, and businesses. And whereas Mayor Combs augmented his role on City Council by serving on the Association of Bay Area Governments and the San Mateo Operational Area Emergency Services Organization, further demonstrating his commitment to coordinating with Bay Area cities and ensuring that Menlo Park is preparing for emergencies. And whereas Mayor Combs regularly connected with community members through office hours to listen to concerns, provide additional information, and deepen his understanding of community needs. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the City Council recognizes and honors Drew Combs for this dedication and service to the Menlo Park community.
Thank you. Do I say something now? Is it? Okay. Thank you very much for the kind words, and thank you for the public comment. I will say I did something recently that Cecilia, you always say don't do, and I read the comments of an article about City Council. And the commenter said, "Oh, it looks like Combs is finally getting it." And I didn't quite know how to take that. Seemed like a sort of a backhanded compliment, because I've been doing this for 13 years now, and that did make me think, that comment of how long I have been playing a role in the city government here in Menlo Park. You know, my kids, I'm gonna very much not get emotional. My kids don't know any reality other than me going to city meetings. It's been always a part of their existence, whether the Bike Commission or the Planning Commission, and of course, city council. And what I hope in this service is that I will say it is at times fun. It certainly has its challenges. But what I hope that they've seen is that anything worth being a part of, anything that is of value, is also worth sacrificing for. And it is fact that sacrifice of your time, of your energy, of your thoughts is what also, you know, renews you and provides you value. And so while I know a lot of the comments was tonight, and this is about what I've done for Menlo Park in my time, I'm appreciative of all that, you know, I feel that Menlo Park has done for me over these years. The opportunity to engage people from all walks of life, the opportunity to represent the city, the opportunity to learn about things that I never quite imagined that I would learn about things like quiet asphalt. I was just like, asphalt is asphalt. There's some of it's that quiet. I know. What's the loud asphalt? I don't know. And all sorts of other things have for me just been something that I feel like incredibly lucky to have been able to be a part of. And so, you know, maybe 12 or 13 years from now, I'll still be getting it. I certainly won't be here. I'll probably be making a public comment. But what I hope is that you know, that this place is you know, is not better because of my time here, but it is impacted, and it further appreciates the diversity of opinion that makes it special. So thank you very much again for the kind words. I also would be remiss if I didn't also thank the city manager. It is I'm sure, like, he has to deal with people who, or mayor who he's like, oh wow, I wish that person would call less. That was not me. But I'm sure there were times when he was like, where the heck is Drew? I need him to respond. But I very much appreciate your understanding. I don't know if if there ever was a meeting I was on time for. But you were always more than gracious, and so I appreciate that. So Mr. Stolte, again, thank you. There were whether it was the help with the State of the City address, as you and some other staff can appreciate, I have lots of opinions about things, but lots of thoughts of how I see things transpiring, even though when it's not quite possible. And so I also appreciate your grace. And to the city attorney, I appreciate the professionalism, the details that you brought to the engagement, certainly during my time as mayor. If you think these meetings have been challenging, you can only imagine what goes on in closed session. But I appreciate your efforts to always make sure the council is informed and have all of the needed data points to make the policy decisions that they're instilled with making. I also want to thank the chief of police. Again, I know, I think there was a meeting that I probably was supposed to be at that I wasn't at. But I, again, appreciate your grace and understanding that you're always responsive, and both to me, but also most importantly to the residents of Menlo Park. And finally, but certainly not least, the city clerk. Clerk Karen, thank you so much. It's we've been at this, and we've seen all phases of the Warriors and their success and lack of success. I just always appreciate the humor and that you bring to the interactions and to your role here. I thank you very much. And to my colleagues, thank you to my older colleagues, not older in age, but older in my knowledge of you being my colleagues, and my newer colleagues, my younger colleagues. I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate the collegiality. It is, I feel like I learn also from all of you, the same way Ms. Jones said that, that I make her think. It's like, but again, I'm only thinking my way all of the time, and I always think my way is right. And so then I come here and then I'm like, oh wait, no, how can you not see the world the way I see it? And so I appreciate that engagement that my colleagues have brought to my time here on the city council. And so I've said a lot, and so with that, I think I'm gonna stop talking and just say thank you all. I will finally, yes, thank my family. They are here. People were saying, where are they? My daughter had a dance class tonight, and so they came a little late. But yeah, I'm sure we do a lot together, and I really just appreciate their support and their willingness to make the time and space and the sacrifice for me to be able to do this, even though we have to stop at red lights. My son keeps asking, he's like, if you're the mayor, why do you have to stop at red lights? And I was like, I don't know. We should. The chief is here. We should explore this. Although I'm not mayor anymore, so I won't be mayor. So I do, and my daughter, we were recently in Southern California in Irvine, and she was complaining about the paving on the street, and I was like, I have no control over what happens in Irvine. And so, and to like my wife Alexa, again, it's we moved here like more than a dozen years ago, and it was just the two of us. I always say that we actually got married down in Southern California and came up here, and our honeymoon was moving into our apartment just a little ways away from here behind Trinity Church. And as I like to say, our honeymoon with Menlo Park continues. And so thank you for your support and for your love. And so, okay, and with that, I really will stop talking. Thank you all.
That was wonderful. Should we do, if there's any council comments? Council comments? Great.
So a lot of this is going to be repetitive because there were so many lovely comments tonight, but I just want to thank you so much. I mean, when I was first running, I know we met for coffee, and it was just so nice of you to reach out and sort of welcome me and give me your best pointers, but also for so many things that you've done for the city, leading us through some very long, crazy meetings, being so steady and calm. And again, as another commenter pointed out, being so respectful to the people, but also to us, making sure if we had something we wanted to say, you always double check to make sure everybody's voice was heard, which is so appreciated. Bringing back the state of the city, I thought was absolutely wonderful. I hope that's something that will continue. And truly just being, it's so obvious your dedication to the city. I mean, over a decade. I mean, what can you say? Truly so fantastic. We are so lucky to have you. So thank you so much for all of your work. It really is just so, especially as someone who's fairly new to all this, it's just so inspirational. And I really appreciate all of your work, and to your family for sharing you. I know it cannot be easy, but you make it look like it is. So thank you so much.
We'll let the new folks go first because there may be more to say. I don't want to repeat. I think that it's interesting because we've had multiple conversations even before I was on council, and always appreciated that and appreciated just the example that you've set, honestly, both here and how we do things, but I see you and the family out at everything. And that's, I think, part of what this is all about, is being so integrated in the community. I also have some great pictures of the holiday stuff, and I'm always jealous because they're great pictures of just being the representative to the city and for the city. And I respect that. I know we don't always agree, and I don't think that's what this is about, but I think it's about having a great discussion on behalf of what's going on in the city, and you always do that really well. And I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate your leadership, and have hopes that you'll keep doing this stuff, if that tells you how I feel about that. But I really think that you're just a great role model for the city, and I know I have a deep appreciation for that. So thanks.
Well, Mayor Drew Combs, I'm honored to serve with you for the past 7 years, and I'm definitely looking forward to the upcoming year. I could tell lots of stories about how we met. I actually reached out to everyone who lost their city council race before I decided to win, because I think that is who had the most character. And while you've been on council and me serving with you, I've been able to experience it firsthand. So thank you.
And as everyone has said, I don't want to repeat everything, but I just, I'm in awe of how you balance work and family and this job, and it really brings so much to you do often have a different perspective on things, and I think it really does add to our conversations and push certainly me, and I think I can say all of us, to just look at things slightly differently. And just have greatly appreciated your leadership over the last year with the long meetings and all, and look forward to the next year serving with you. Thank you. And with this, I would believe we are going down to And I'd now like to reintroduce Mayor Combs for agenda item F2.
Great, thank you, Vice Mayor Nash. We'll continue with regular business. The next regular business item is selection of mayor and vice mayor. Here to introduce the item is City Clerk Judy Herron.
Thank you, Mayor Combs. So for item F2, the mayor and vice mayor term is 1 year, typically through the first meeting in December. So these selections will expire in December of 2026. Annually, in December, the city council shall choose one of its members as mayor and one as vice mayor. For the selection procedure, the mayor will turn the meeting over to the city clerk. The city clerk will ask each city council member the name of the member they wish to serve as mayor. The person receiving the majority of nominations will be appointed. We will do a motion, a second, and then call for a vote. We will follow the same process for the selection of the vice mayor. The city council can also use another method of voting, such as by ballot, where the city clerk will ask each member to write the name of their candidate on a piece of paper, and the city clerk will display those results on the screen, and then we would proceed to the vote. Happy to answer any questions or open it up to public comment.
Am I supposed to say something here? Or-
Did you want, is there any clarifying questions from council, or do we go to public comment?
Yeah, let's go to public comment.
Will do. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on item F2, the selection of mayor and vice mayor, if you are in person, return that speaker card. If you're virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. Final call for public comment on regular business item F2. Seeing none, Mayor Combs may continue.
Okay. So we call for public comment. I'd like to open it up to so there are no city council questions, correct? All right. So City Clerk Herron, can you please take nominations for city council for the selection of mayor?
Will do. And we are good with the process as outlined in the report.
Yeah. Would anyone like to utilize a different process for mayor selection?
Okay. So I will go down in our roll call voting order, asking the name of your nomination for mayor for 2026. We will start with City Council Member Taylor.
Vice Mayor Nash.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Nash.
Vice Mayor Nash.
Thank you. City Council Member Schmidt.
Vice Mayor Nash.
Thank you. City Council Member Wise.
Vice Mayor Nash.
And Mayor Combs.
I think I'll make it unanimous.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Nash.
Okay, so with that, just displaying the results here, and we will have to do a vote. So if you guys switch over to your vote. Make sure we've got the correct motion. So we do have a motion to appoint Betsy Nash as mayor for the 1-year term. And I do have a motion by City Council Member Taylor and a second by Mayor Combs. Any further City Council question or discussion? Please proceed with voting. And the motion does pass unanimously. Great. And so with that, we will move on to the appointment of vice mayor. Okay, and with that, we will be amending the nomination rotation with the selection of the new mayor. So I will be starting with the city council member Combs.
Jennifer Wise.
Thank you. And then city council member Taylor.
Jennifer Wise.
Thank you. Okay, and then city council member Schmidt.
Jennifer Wise.
Thank you. City council member Wise.
Jennifer Wise.
Thank you. And Mayor Nash.
Jennifer Wise.
Thank you. Just going to display the preliminary results, and then we will be moving on to our vote. Give me one moment to update that with our nominee. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor by City Council Member Combs and a second by Mayor Nash to appoint City Council Member Wise as Vice Mayor. With that, please proceed with voting. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
So at this point, I want to make a few comments. First of all, on the, I want to congratulate you on the vice mayor and also to say it was a very, it was a challenging choice, and there has not been a council member from District 5 serving as mayor since Supervisor Ray Mueller was serving. And so I think it was, I very much look forward to having District 5 and you serving as mayor. And I guess I just want to say one other thing, and that is to my council colleagues, thank you for selecting me for the city's next mayor. It's truly an honor, and I will do my best. To staff colleagues, thank you for all the work you've put in over the past year, supporting the council and serving the entire Menlo Park community. To our commissioners, thank you for bringing resident experience and perspective to our city work. And finally, to the community at large, the people and businesses for whom we work every day. Thank you for engaging on a broad spectrum of matters, including involving your local government. We have another busy year ahead, and I look forward to working with all of you, and I'm confident we can make Menlo Park a better place for everyone. Thank you. With that, the next business item is F3, consider and adopt a resolution approving the 2026 City Council regular meeting schedule. Here to introduce the item is City Clerk Judy Herron.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So the item before the City Council is to adopt a resolution approving the 2026 City Council regular meeting calendar. Typically, regular City Council meetings are held the second and fourth Tuesday of each month. As outlined in the staff report, staff attempts to avoid meetings following a Monday holiday and holding meetings on back-to-back weeks. There are a few meetings proposed to be rescheduled or canceled to accommodate those instances and a summer recess. This time, the City Council can direct any changes to the proposed schedule, which is attached to this agenda item. Happy to answer any clarifying questions or open it up for public comment.
Please open it up for public comment.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on item F3, the adoption of the City Council 2026 meeting schedule. If you are in person, return that speaker card. Virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. This is the final call for public comment for adopting the City Council regular meeting 2026 schedule. Okay, seeing no, oh, one hand did raise. Opening it up. Inviting Adina Levin.
Hello, Adina Levin, Menlo Park resident, and the schedule was right now determined by what the rules are, but for the future. And so I did not get a chance to take a look at this particular schedule to see, to look for a couple of particular things. Would love to see added to the regularly scheduled dates to avoid the major Jewish holidays of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and the Passover Seder. Those are some things that some people in our community will be not participating in, and I think those are also some good things to try and keep to not have public meetings conflict. Thank you.
Okay, now seeing no further hands or cards. Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you. I will now open it for public discussion, or for council discussion, I guess I should say. And I guess I will go first. I actually have a conflict on July 7th. We're talking about moving the July 7th meeting to July 14th. And I'm sorry, we're talking about moving the July 14th meeting to July 7th. And I have a conflict on July 7th, so I don't have a huge objection. I just will not be at that meeting. So it depends if we, how others see with the July 7th versus July 14th.
The proposal is to move it from 7th to the 14th.
I'm sorry, that it's currently, it would be on the 14th, but it is being moved to the 7th to provide a longer break. So yes, it would be on the 14th. And City Clerk Karen, please feel free to jump in if I'm mischaracterizing anything.
Yes, so the proposed meeting date would be July 7th, which would be the first Tuesday in July. And then Mayor Nash is proposing perhaps maybe doing it on the second Tuesday, which is July 14th, and then removing that July 7th date. What that would, and again, that is just reflective in the summer recess. The break would either be from July 8th or July 15th through August 10th, depending on that July meeting date.
Thank you. So I guess, does anyone else have a preference for July 7th versus July 14th? I would prefer to have the July 14th date. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. So it would be July 14th would be the one, we would keep it at July 14th rather than move it to July 7th. Thank you. So with that, do we have any other comments or a motion? Councilmember Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. My comment is not about the date. It's the possibility of having a few additional council meetings at BHCC.
I would certainly support that. I'm wondering if we want to have any staff input, or is that just a recommendation that we would make with the motion? Or is that even needed?
So currently, the environmental justice element does require a minimum of 2 city council meetings at the BHCC facility. So if we are looking to exceed that, I think city council direction could be taken. I don't think it would need to be part of a motion. It would just be staff working to schedule in items and availability with BHCC. And I'd look to the city manager if there's anything further.
Yes, so I just wanted to clarify whether it was additional meetings or the location of meetings, because tonight is primarily about the dates. I think there's an agenda item next week about overall accessibility, which could get to more about the location of meetings. So if the request is for more dates, I think that's
I believe
timely
it's
for
just
tonight.
location.
If it's location, then I think that's next week's agenda item anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So I will go ahead and move. Do we have a second? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have a motion on the floor by Mayor Nash and a second by Vice Mayor Wise to adopt a resolution approving the City Council's 2026 meeting schedule and retaining the July 14th meeting. Any further City Council question, discussion? Please proceed with voting. And the motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you. The next regular business item is F4, appoint city council representatives, alternates, and liaisons to various local and regional agencies and as liaisons to city council advisory bodies. Here to introduce the item is City Clerk Judy Herron.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So this item is requesting the City Council to make their annual appointments to various local and regional agencies and as liaisons to city council advisory bodies. Annually, the City Council appoints members to represent the city or as a liaison for the City Council. Since the publishing of the staff report, the Stanford Community Resource Group's December meeting has been canceled. An appointment is no longer required at this meeting. Also, recommended are 2 newly identified liaison appointments to the San Mateo County Transit District, or SamTrans, and the San Mateo County Transportation Authority, or SMCTA. As a liaison, it is anticipated that the city council member could serve as the primary point of contact with the board members from these agencies. The liaison could serve to advocate for the city's interests, consistent with city council actions or policy direction as projects or topics arise. Staff has also confirmed that the Searsville Advisory Group is still active and is planning to reconvene scheduling meetings again in 2026. Finally, former City Council member Catherine Carlton, who currently serves on the San Mateo County Mosquito and Vector Control District, or the MOSI Board, is requesting reappointment. This term is directed by the City Council for a 2 or 4-year appointment, which would be through December of 2027 or 2029. And that concludes my introduction. Happy to answer any clarifying questions or proceed to public comment.
Are there any clarifying questions at council? Please call for public comment.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on F5 related to appointments to various agencies as well as liaisons to advisory bodies, if you're in person, you can return that speaker card. If you're virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. Okay, we currently have 2 speakers. So this is the final call for public comment on item F4 related to appointments to various agencies and as liaisons. All right, our first speaker will be Pam Jones, followed by Adina Levin.
Good evening, Mayor Nash and Vice Mayor Wise and council members. I would like to thank you and really support someone from our council being represented on the SamTrans board, particularly because at least the area in District 1, we have a number of issues. We've had pretty good communication with them as a community, but it'll be more effective by having someone on the council work with their board. Thank you.
Next speaker will be Adina Levin.
Yes, and evening, Mayor and council members. I wanted to echo and add some color to what the previous speaker said, in that this is a particularly important year to have a liaison with the SamTrans board, given that In the coming year, there is a plan for a transportation ballot measure that will prevent major and deep cuts to Caltrain and degradation of Samtrans service. And as part of that ballot measure, there will be about $50 million coming to San Mateo County transit-related purposes at the discretion of Samtrans, and being able to really pay attention to that process about that discretionary funding as it regards to the needs of the city will be particularly important, as will in general the communications needs around this ballot measure. Where keeping our public transportation system running and improving is really important for our housing goals, our climate goals, and avoiding terrible traffic congestion. So I wanted to just talk up the importance of that role for the city in the coming year. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no further hands or cards. Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you. And thank you to the public commenters. And it is exciting to see that we will have a liaison appointed to those two agencies. So City Clerk Karen, did you have a suggestion as to how we proceed with this?
Yes, if the city council wishes to this evening, they can make appointments to each of these vacancies. In previous years, I display on the screen, usually in order of regional assignment, and then the city council can delineate which groups they wish to serve on. As a reminder, there are none that have to be made at this meeting. We still have December 16th. If the city council wish to have more time just with all of the different vacancies that we have or will have at the end of December.
Thank you. So the question is, I guess the first question is, do we want to make the appointments tonight, or would you like to do that on the 16th, where we do have time on the agenda? The 16th, yeah. I would agree. Does anyone have an issue with doing them on the 16th? Okay. Yes, let's push this to the 16th then. Thank
Okay.
you.
And just quick for the city attorney, there's no formal motion we need to take to continue this item. We can just add it to the 16th.
That's right.
Thank you. So we will do that.
And as we're looking on the 16th, please take a careful look at the calendars and just making sure that whatever items you're interested in, that the calendars do work, because there's some that are very much overlapping. And as has been stated, and as we all know, it's very important to get good representation on these agencies, and then to get the communication back to the council. Thank you. So the next regular business item is F5, appoint city council members to standing and ad hoc subcommittees. City Clerk Herron is here to introduce the item.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Nash. So this item requests that the city council makes appointments to active city council ad hoc and standing subcommittees and disband inactive city council ad hoc subcommittees. Subcommittees are less than a quorum of our city council and are created to expedite review and considerations of matters requiring city council action. Standing subcommittees have a continued subject matter jurisdiction or an established meeting schedule. They are also subject to the Brown Act, whereas ad hoc subcommittees are advisory in nature, temporary, formed to complete a specific task, and are not subject to the Brown Act. The homeless, unhoused, and the Parkline Development Agreement negotiations subcommittees are inactive and being recommended to disband. The Bellhaven Community Campus Subcommittee is also can also be disbanded this evening, or the City Council can revisit the purpose of this ad hoc subcommittee at this time. The City Council has opportunities throughout the year to create these subcommittees as the need arises. Happy to answer any clarifying questions or open it up to public comment.
Let's go ahead with public comment, please.
Thank you. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on item F5, the appointment to standing and ad hoc subcommittees, if you are in person, return a speaker card. If you're virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. All right, this will be the final call for public comment on item F5. And our first speaker will be Pam Jones.
Good evening again. I strongly, strongly urge you to keep the Bellhaven ad hoc subcommittee together. There are still some issues that residents have. There's still more outreach that needs to be done, more conversation. You're aware of the pool, but we also have the senior portion, which of course I'm a part of that. So I do have a vested interest in it. So please maintain that subcommittee. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no further hands or cards, Mayor, you may continue.
Thank you. I'd now like to open for City Council questions and discussion. And I'm especially wondering if there's comments about the city, about the Bellhaven subcommittee, particularly from members on the subcommittee currently. Vice Mayor Wise.
Thank you. I'm very happy to keep the subcommittee going. I will say, I know that staff asked that we revisit the purpose. The current purpose states advise on operational challenges for the BHCC and Bellhaven Pool facility and programming. To me, that actually sounds like a fine statement to keep that going. But so I guess I would just ask staff to please advise on maybe a different statement if they think a better one would work better.
Please, City Manager Murphy.
Through the mayor, I would also appreciate the input from the city attorney, but I think it's a matter of the issue between an ad hoc committee and a standing committee in terms of the continuity of the subject matter. So I think that it's that nuance that we're trying to navigate through. So I think it's totally appropriate if there's a desire to create a standing subcommittee, and that's a subject to Brown Act and things like that. If it's to maintain it as an ad hoc, that's where we would probably need to come back at a future meeting to help you with that.
I'm fine with standing. Does that work for others? Okay. Thank you.
So just for that requires we'll probably need to come back with what that means for it to be a standing subcommittee. Yes.
Why don't we bring that back next week then?
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Great,
thank you. Councilmember Combs.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to live up to my reputation of a lone wolf. I honestly would be in favor of obviously disbanding the ad hoc committee and not creating a standing committee. I think, and I know so we'll come back for a date, it to me confuses the conversation that's happening around the community center. And so the extent to which there are residents there who have issues with that, I would prefer a scenario where they go to their council person and the council person end up being the representative for that feedback and brings it to council. I think if you have the council person and then you have the standing committee, it just gets confusing for me, and especially in a scenario where clearly there is some constituency. I don't know how large it is. Maybe it's one person, maybe it's 10 people that seem to be continually unhappy with things. And so again, I know I just want to chime in there to give my thinking, but I know we're going to have a fuller discussion about this later. But to me, again, it just I didn't know, again, what role the committee, the subcommittee was playing versus others, and then the council, And so I just think that that's something we should consider when we bring this back.
Councilmember Taylor, would you like to make any comments on this or when it comes back? Okay, thank you. All right.
I kept
Yes, City Attorney.
I kept looking at Councilmember Combs to say through the mayor, so I'm sorry, I have to change my direction. Just to be clear, and I think all of you know this, but a standing subcommittee is akin to a council meeting, so it requires an agenda, 72-hour notice, and it has to be open and open and available to the public. And so, whereas an ad hoc subcommittee, members of the council can meet on their own time and on their own schedule, standing subcommittees require the same notice and participation requirements as a planning commission meeting or city council meeting.
Thank you. Good clarification. All right. Actually, since we are going to bring this back next week, why don't we also bring back the Community Funding Program Committee next week as well, and we'll just do all of that as part of the discussion and assignments. Thank you. Please, City Manager.
Mayor, if we just confirm on the other two subcommittees, though, I'm not sure if it's possible to make a motion on those two tonight, and then we can just focus on the remaining two next week. That might simplify things.
Very good. Does anyone have any concerns about disbanding? Councilmember Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. I don't have any concerns about disbanding the homeless and unhoused. My question is, where does information as far as how many persons are unhoused in the city? Where can that information be found? And then what ongoing work that's being done by the county? Because I know the county is doing work. So those would be my questions.
Thank you. Is staff prepared to respond to that?
Yes, we're happy to share the information, irrespective of a subcommittee or not.
Thank you. So does anyone want to move to disband the two subcommittees?
Yeah, I'll move.
Thank you. Oh, and we've got a second from Vice Mayor Wise. Thank you. City Clerk Herron, please call for a vote.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So I do have a motion on the floor by City Councilmember Combs and a second by Vice Mayor Wise to disband the two City Council ad hoc subcommittees. Any further City Council question or discussion? Seeing none, please proceed with voting. And the motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. So the next regular business item is the final one, and it is F6, provide direction to the city's voting delegate regarding regional vacancies for the next city selection committee meeting December 19th. Here to introduce the item is City Clerk Herron.
It is. So this is, as the mayor said, our final regular business item. And this item is the opportunity for our city council to provide input to the mayor or voting delegate on the list of appointments provided in the staff report. The city selection committee meeting will be held on December 19th, and according to the San Mateo Council of Cities bylaws, the mayor is designated as the voting member for each city. Following past practice, this item also requests that the City Council confirm that voting delegate and an alternate if so desired. The City Selection Committee accepted letters of interest through December 8th for the Bay Area Quality Managed District or the Bay Area Air District, the California Identification System, and the San Mateo County Transportation Authority, the chairperson and vice chairperson to the City Selection Committee for 2026. Staff is still pending a finalized list of applicants from the City Selection Committee. And with that, concludes my presentation, and happy to answer any questions or open it up to public comment.
Let's go ahead and take public comment, please.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, any member of the public wishing to provide comment on item F6, the city's voting delegate for the next city selection committee meeting. If you are in person, return that speaker card. Calling in, press *9. Virtual, engage that hand feature now. Final call for public comment on regular business item F6. Seeing none. Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you. I'd now like to open it for City Council questions and discussion. And I would, first of all, actually, Councilmember Combs, please. Oh, I was going to say that if anyone else is interested, my husband's birthday is actually on Friday, the 19th. And so if anyone else is interested, I'd be happy to have someone else represent the city. Otherwise, I will attend December 19th. And Vice Mayor Wise also has something for work. So Councilmember Combs.
I'm not volunteering, but what I am saying is like my direction would be that whether it's the mayor or someone else, that I would rely on their own personal judgment and not give direction on the candidates. And so that would just be my direction, but I'm not available, sadly.
Councilmember Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. I agree with Councilmember Combs. My one question is, I see that Samtrans is on this list and we have not appointed anybody, but we will by the 16th.
I believe we are just a liaison position, so it's not an official
Okay.
appointment that needs to go through this.
Thank you.
So, Councilmember Schmidt, are you interested, or Councilmember Taylor, and are you interested and available in attending the meeting on the 19th and representing the city?
I can't, I was just checking my schedule. I don't see what time that is. It's an evening thing. Is it really?
Actually, the city selection committee is at 5:45.
Yeah, I
And
think
it
I
is
can.
in Colma.
I have a conflict in the afternoon, but I think that's fine as far as the timing.
That would be fantastic.
Oh.
Thank you. Is there a need for a backup at this point, or?
I'm happy to serve as a backup if we just need.
Very good. Excellent. So City Clerk Karen, do we make a motion to appoint City Councilmember Schmidt as the primary and City Councilmember Combs as the backup?
Yes, so I can take a motion, looks like I have one, by City Council Member Taylor, and a second by Vice Mayor Wise to select City Council Member Schmidt as the primary and City Council Member Combs as an alternate as the city's voting delegate regarding regional vacancies for the next city selection committee meeting, December 19th. Any further questions or discussion? Please proceed with voting. And the motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you so much. Wonderful. So informational items. Informational items are transmitted to the City Council in staff's effort to provide an update on matters of importance to the City Council. Informational items are not action items. However, a City Council member, city staff member, or a member of the public may request to make a comment or ask a question on any of the informational items. City Clerk Karen, do we have any public comments on the informational items?
Thank you, Mayor Nash. This time, any member of the public wishing to provide comment on our informational item G1, City Council Agenda Topics. If you are in person, return that speaker card. Virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, press *9 now. Final call for public comment on informational item G1. Seeing no hands or cards, Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you. We now have the city manager report, and we've got City Manager Justin Murphy.
Thank you, Mayor. One reminder for this upcoming weekend is photos with Santa being held Saturday morning at Bellhaven Community Campus. So just making sure that that's on everybody's radar. Thank you.
Thank you. Any reports from city council members since the November 18th city council meeting? So I have one report out for Bosca, and that is we had a meeting on November 20th and had a very robust discussion about Bosca's long-term reliable water supply strategy 2050, and with a specific topic of affordability. And we did not make any specific decisions, but it's a very hot topic everywhere, and certainly at Bosca, and just the affordability of water rates and how that relates to our long-term strategy, water supply strategy. So, thank you. Any other reports? All right. At this time, we'll adjourn the meeting and invite everyone to a reception at the Gatehouse. Thank you.